Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another full body workout. And we don't have that many of these left because I'm going to go over to a slightly movement pattern split coming up here soon, so I can train 4 days a week. So we'll be doing a push-pull. I've got a whole video coming out later, kind of breaking down what I'm going to do with that. Decided to go up 20 pounds on the front squats, and then because I've ended up going pretty deep on these, I got that little bit of cramping in the right side of my lower back again, even though I did sets of 8 with another 20 pounds. After the second set, I was going to start to hit a third set, and then my lower back about 3 minutes after finishing the second set started cramping a bit. It's still cramping a little bit. The Romanian deadlifts helped a lot like they normally do, but it's just fatigued. I'm going to have to rebuild all that area, and it's going to be a slow process. I thought with Friday's workout, because I got 3 sets of 8 with a slightly lighter weight, everything's going to be good because I didn't feel any of that, but it started getting fatigued again. So I'm going to have to just keep working with it and keep building up the posterior chain, building up my spinal erectors, all of that stuff. And like I said, probably right around the start of the month, coming up next month, not today, next month, as in like late January, early February, I will go back to the back squats and we'll work the conventional deadlift back in. But I'm not going to bench press for a while. I'm going to use weighted dips. And my logic behind all of that's going to be, I want exercises that work as many muscles as possible. And I want every single exercise I do to train my core. In other words, I want to see actual abdominal and spinal erector involvement on everything. And that actually includes standing sheet curls, because there's actually good data on that. So it pretty much means every exercise I do needs to be standing, where my body needs to be moving through space. So I'm going to start working the dips back in today. And I started light, but even though I started light, I really felt my triceps cramping a little. And a lot of that has to do with that novel training response. You guys know I was going heavier than these on dips earlier this year. So we're going to build these back up as a primary exercise. And it won't be long before we're doing multiple sets of 5 with 90 pounds. And then we'll go up from there, right? We'll go up from there because realistically, what would be a good number on this? I'd like to see sets of 5 with 315 pounds total, which means my body weight plus whatever the plates are. So we're talking about, when I get down to 200, at least 115, probably more. Maybe we get up to 135 for some work sets. Be good to go 3 plates. That'd be pretty solid. So that's kind of a goal to work towards. But I just did some sets of 6 today to get warmed up. And these were pretty easy, so I might go ahead and just go straight to 90 pounds on the next workout. But I will say that I felt them fatigue my pull-ups and my press a little bit. And it just has to do with hitting a big lift like this. It's, again, relearning a new movement pattern. The muscles felt all wonky. My triceps were like, what did you do to us? What did you do to us? And again, it was that different feeling in my chest too. I feel like the floor press actually makes my chest work harder than even the closed grip bench press or normal bench press does. And there's even some data suggesting that. But feel isn't everything. And this was a totally different feeling in my chest and triceps, because I got that stretch reflex in my pecs with these, and then the triceps themselves got worked really well. And there's again some good data on triceps and the weighted dip. But all in all, they're just a good compound movement. Like, you can't go wrong with weighted dips. I mean, I would say to anybody, you take an exercise like a weighted dip or weighted pull-up, any of these movements that move your body through space, if you get really strong on these, meaning where you can do a respectable amount of weight for full range of motion for a decent amount of volume, you're going to get more jacked. So I've always been a fan of these weighted bodyweight exercises, and I feel like for me, these are going to be staple lifts for me. In fact, for a while, I think I'm going to go ahead and just focus on the weighted dip instead of barbell chest work or a chest press. And the reason for that is I don't have any powerlifting meets coming up, right? I'm not going to compete for a while. I don't anticipate doing a meet this coming year. Maybe 2020 we'll start looking at competing again. I feel like my focus this year needs to be body composition, and that's fine. If I can get up to where I can do reps with 135 on a weighted dip, that's going to transfer over to the bench, particularly if I'm doing the press also. So at this point, it's just about maximizing development. It's going to be about putting as much muscle on my body as I can as I get leaner, maximizing size, maximizing overall strength, and then transferring that into specific strength. And that's what people need to understand. Strength is specific. Strength is specific, but size carries over to everything. So any exercise that puts a lot of muscle on your body, which is what we're trying to select most of the time, multiple exercises that maximize muscle size, you're going to get stronger, right? And the only reason some people have some size and they aren't strong is because they have a major weak link somewhere. But in the case of exercises like these, squats, dips, pull-ups, standing presses, you're not really getting weak links because you're training your core, you're training your spinal erectors, you're training your abdominals, you're training your obliques, you're training all this stuff together with these other movements. That transfers to a lot of strength. Now, I will say that I felt like I took a little bit of a fatigue from doing the dips, again, the novel training response. I felt like my pull-ups and my press suffered slightly today. I couldn't get a 5th rep on this last set of the press, but I didn't get that last Friday either. So it ended up turning into sets of 4. But when I got to the press, my 3x5, the 4th reps felt really heavy. And then I managed to kind of get in my zone, concentrate a little bit, get some deep breaths in, and my last set of those I managed to get my 5. But these first couple of workouts, getting used to the weighted dip, these other 2 lifts might suffer a hair. And then it'll catch up and everything will be good. So I think we might see this again possibly come Wednesday, but by Friday I should be used to the weighted dip enough that we can just make this happen and just come in and just knock these out, and I'll be right back to my old numbers while continuing my cut, losing body fat. Although I'm going to cut pretty slow from this point. And people are going to say, you cut slow before. No, I didn't, guys. 15 pounds of body fat, not just weight, but body fat lost in 13 weeks during the last part on the DEXA. No, that's not slow. I don't even need to cut that fast again to see a noticeable improvement. If I lost 8 pounds of fat between now and the next DEXA scan, because that's a gallon, guys. A gallon of fat weighs about 7 pounds. If I lost 8 pounds of fat and gained any muscle, that's going to be a noticeable difference at this point. So honestly, I don't even care about being 200 till the summertime. As long as we see a general downward trend, what we're looking for is maximizing muscle mass preservation, gaining a hair of muscle and strength where I can, maybe off some old muscle memory, and just continuing to see a downward trend in the body weight and body fat. That's all that matters. Because at this point for me, it's becoming a lifestyle. Like the whole nice slow cutting and staying on point with my diet is at this point, because I've been doing this so slowly for the past 40 plus pounds, it's turned into just lifestyle changes. It's become second nature. It's become normal. I just accept that I'm going to be hungry for the first part of the day because I tend to, eat my food in the evening. I just accept that. It's just my normal. I know I'm going to be hungry. I know I'm hungry right now. Because I'm choosing to do these voiceovers before I eat. Doing the voiceover before I eat. So the press, like I said, the first couple sets were tough. Then the last set, I dug in, managed to get my 5. And like I said, I'm expecting, having just messed with the dips and then how my triceps felt different. And my triceps were still kind of, they were feeling, that's the word I'm looking for, stimulated by the time I got to the press. So feels like my triceps are going to be a little bit of a weak link there for now. And that's fine. I mean, I need bigger arms anyways, right? We need some more meat on them tricepticons. And we did the Romanians. I was going to increase it today, but I felt like because my lower back was a little crampy from the front squats, I thought I would go easy on these. And I'll talk about some of these other lifts later. I was looking through some of the different EMG data that Brett Contreras did, and I was actually really surprised to see that the deadlift actually, on EMG, and EMG isn't everything, actually has more hamstring activation than the Romanian deadlift does, even though sometimes you get sore from these due to the stretch reflex. So interesting how that stuff works. So for these, because I'm going to be deadlifting again next month and I'm going to be using a hook grip, I'm doing the last set of these with a hook grip every time so that I get 3, basically 6 rep sets with a hook grip. So I'm just going to rebuild that callus up, toughen my thumbs up, and be ready for the deadlift coming up. And we'll just have to work that up. My hook grip's going to be my limit on the deadlift. So it won't be limit sets. I'm probably just going to work in a triple every pull workout, heavy triple, with whatever I can hook grip, right? And we'll just build that up. So as the hook grip builds up, we'll build the deadlift back up with it. But I feel like otherwise my grip is on point, right? My grip is on point because I get grip work every workout. So grip's doing pretty good. I just feel like I need that extra hook grip work. And for now, I'm using my Romanians to just as an all-around grip exercise, and it's working pretty good. So I'll let you guys finish up watching this last set. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.